Hello and welcome. I'm Michael Jobity, and I'll be hosting this live stream today, as well as the awards ceremony on the 25th to 26th of November. Also, today is World Mental Health Day, an international day for global mental health education, awareness, and advocacy against social stigma. But welcome to the fourth edition of the Mirrorband UK Film Awards, powered by the Mirrorband Company, and founded by our festival director, Jay Manari. The Mirrorband UK Film Awards, or MUFA, is a British, London-based, IMDb qualifying film festival focused on diversity in auteur movies, created despite all the challenges of an indie, low-budget production. We are a member of the Film Hub London and BFI Fan. MUFA provides a spotlight for underrepresented, emerging, and experienced independent filmmakers through weekly live stream Q&A sessions, as well as with its in-person networking opportunities and an exciting festival event taking place on the 25th to 26th of November at the Bromley Picture House Cinema. If you haven't done it yet, check out our festival tickets and VIP pass for the event, and subscribe on our upcoming streaming platform, Stream Auteur, to watch all the officially selected candidates of this edition and vote for your favorite, which will win the Best Film Audience Award. But let's get the ball rolling with our first guest. Please welcome Güni Koçak from the UK, officially selected for Best Diversity Short with their film Green Lanes, another breathtaking diversity-driven story taking place in present-day North London, where Yusuf finally brings his girlfriend home to meet his Turkish parents, but the whole family must remember and deal with an unspoken tragedy. Let's have a look.
When was the last time you saw your parents?
Hi, Dad. This is Fiona.
Any opportunities you had, son, you wasted it.
Like I don't know.
Yusuf, tell me what happened.
I never told you the truth.
Sen sorulu değilsin. Sen henüz bir çocuktun.
We've been together for almost 2 years. We promised that we would be honest with each other.
Biz bir aileyiz. Eğer bizden birine bir şey olursa bundan hepimiz etkileniriz.
Such a great trailer. So Güni, I'm so excited to have you on the live stream today. First of all, for those watching, your resume is super impressive. You studied acting at UWL and the Actors Center in London. And prior to acting, you actually trained as a gymnast and martial artist. I mean, wow, you are the definition of multi-talented. I definitely have questions on that on the side, but that's so cool. And as an award-winning actor and filmmaker, you are known for Orhan, EastEnders, and Snowflakes. But altogether, such a pleasure to have you on. How are you doing today?
I'm doing very well. Thank you so much for having me. It's an honor to be here. Thank you.
Oh, of course. So your film, I mean, obviously today is Mental Health Awareness Day. How do you find the topic of mental health kind of blended into the theme of your movie for those listening today?
Yeah, for me, it was really important to talk about mental health, especially like within a family, how one event can affect different family members differently. Also, like I look at also like how different generations would deal with mental health. If you were to look at, I don't know, our parents or grandparents, how they would have dealt with mental health, and how, like in our today's society, we're more aware of that. So I wanted to show the different generations and how different family members deal with it.
Yeah, and I think that's something that people can resonate with, right? Like everyone is going through something or has had some sort of some trauma that they can relate to. And I feel like that really builds character development and allows people to resonate and connect with the story that you've created. So I guess another quick question, obviously the story itself, how did you come to this story and creating it? Was it something that you were always thinking about growing up, or was it something that you kind of developed along the way? How did you come to this story specifically?
Yeah, it was always something that was in the back of my head. I think a lot of the themes are also universal themes of family, of trauma, and how we deal with it. Even though the story is fictional, it's sort of based on real characters. So the mom and dad are based on an uncle of mine and an aunt of mine who had like a tragedy in their lives. And I think as a writer and filmmaker, it was always in the back of my head, and I realized that we're looking for stories that haven't been told. So I felt really passionate about the project, and I felt it's a story that needs to be told.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yes.
definitely. No, that's so inspiring. Yeah, go ahead, Jay.
Yeah, I was just thinking also the aspect that I enjoy as an independent, director, writer, producer, is to see people covering multiple roles and doing it at a very good level that actually shows their multi skills. And in your case, you were also acting in it, directing it, so it definitely shows, you're multi-talented. And that's not always, the one we notice when we are, for instance, applying for applications in the UK, but not only in the UK. You are sort of forced to just be in a niche, and it's like discouraging multi-talent. And I think since we're talking about mental health, I think not always you are able to focus on one single job, because maybe the opportunity is not coming to you yet in that arena. So you might want to stay creative and, for instance, foreground your performance skills and things like that. So definitely I would actually use today to urge whoever is in the power to support independent filmmaking to actually pay attention to the fact that you are not only just a producer or a director or an actor. You can be these things all together, and it'd be great if independent cinema could be equally supported as mainstream is.
Yeah, I totally agree. I think it's independent cinema, independent filmmaking is so important. And as you mentioned, you have to wear multiple hats. For me, it's always the thing of, always felt like I don't want to be in one niche. I don't want to be typecast. I don't want to be just do that. I think you can wear multiple hats, and all these different disciplines all complement each other. I don't think they exclude each other. As you mentioned earlier, Michael, as well, like coming from a performance or movement background originally, being a martial artist and a gymnast, that helped me a lot in my acting and dance training. And then that translates also being a director, then you being on set and you express things through movement. So yeah, I totally agree. I think you need to be able to wear multiple hats, and it's a great thing. It's a great experience.
Exactly. Yeah, I totally agree. What do you want to say, Michael?
Yeah, I was gonna say it's just really interesting, right? Like just a follow-up question to that. Obviously, you're, as you mentioned, wearing multiple hats, fulfilling different roles. Was there any takeaways that you learned where you're like, oh, I kind of empathize with this role, specifically having been in those shoes? Like, were there any takeaways that you had from being in all these different roles and fulfilling the responsibilities of so many different parts of what makes a movie come together?
Yeah, it's always a learning curve. I mean, I've been very lucky with Green Lanes. I had a co-director, Marie on board, and we shot Green Lanes during the second lockdown here in the UK. So we have plenty of time to prep everything. So it's always important to have good crew members to bounce ideas off. I think as a writer, you visualize the entire story in your head, and then you kind of, when you have to actually direct and act it, you kind of realize, okay, we need to actually be in a physical space and block things. But it's always a learning curve, and it's collaboration. Like, you learn so much from other crew members or even from the actors, because everyone will bring their version of the story, and it's about, I mean, the best way how I would describe it is a film script is similar to sheet music. You write a song, and all the different band members are your actors and crew members, and everyone will bring their interpretation of the song. So it's about like working together and figuring things out together, which I love. I mean, I love rehearsal and I love working with people together.
Yeah, I love that analogy of like an orchestra where everyone has their own part to play, and there's a conductor trying to balance everything. There's so much creative expression and trying to preserve the tone of what you're trying to build. So I guess my final question would be, along the lines of the emotion, the tone, the theme, and the feelings that you want to evoke through your film. What kind of strategies do you use to kind of preserve that, to ensure that that's held constant, kind of like throughout the nature of the film?
I think it's to sort of have a vision of, you need to have like a vision of your end product, and like whoever you work with, starting from the DOP to in post as well with color and with the colorist and music, and also with my co-director Marie, to have the same vision and sort of communicate that vision to everyone. So you're literally all on the same wavelength. So you have to kind of try to maintain that. I think that's the harder thing in filmmaking. So if you've got the initial idea, write down the script, and then you film it, and then in post you try to maintain it. But I think for me, it was always like there's a certain feeling to every film that you watch. And I think sort of the feeling I want the audience to feel watching Green Lanes is just hope. Even though it deals with mental health and it deals with regret, and also with having to deal with some kind of trauma, ultimately I just want people to have hope. For me, like talking to family members and other good friends of mine who've been through something similar, like in the story, always taught me maybe trauma is not always resolved like you want it to be, but there's always hope for everyone. And that's sort of like the end note, like that's sort of the end note of the piece of music is hope.
Exactly. Yeah. Actually, it's a good way to end it, and I think that's what we hope that we are instilling in our audience listening. Thank you so much, Güni, because definitely I think you help massively to deliver that message.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me.
Awesome. But yeah, thank you so much, Güni, for coming on and sharing your experience. I love ending with the message of hope. I think movies are often, an area where people can look to actually get that inspiration and keep them carrying on. So you're definitely inspiring a lot of people, the audience, the listeners on the call today. But congratulations again on Green Lanes. And with that, I'd just like to give some quick reminders for the follow-up Q&A sessions that we have for the listeners. So just a reminder that all shortlisted candidates will be available on our streaming platform from the 25th of October until the 3rd of December. And you can vote for your favorite to win the Best Film Audience Award. How do you do that? Well, you visit the MUFA website. You click on Films and Streaming and subscribe to streamauteur.com. When the platform goes live, you'll be able to like the video you want to vote for. The award ceremony will take place at the Bromley Picture House Cinema on the 25th to 26th of November. And it's just a 15-minute train ride from London Victoria Station, so not too far. And this is when the winners will be announced and all the finalist films will be screened. To get tickets, check the link in the comment section of this live stream or visit Miraban UK, filmawards.co.uk. Thank you again, Güni, and thank you, Jay Manari, as well. Hope everyone has a great day.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Cheers.